That leads us right into Forsberg's 4. And Forsberg, I know they finished this road trip 3-1, but I feel like a lot of good numbers are going to come out of this.
Yeah, and so we're not going to talk about the one a whole lot, except the fact that one of the silver linings in that game was just how good Payton Pritchard was. Just could not be stopped early on. Maybe we even should have played a little bit more late in that game. And you just got done talking about net rating, and that's where we start. Plus 16.3 is Payton Pritchard's net rating this season. We spend a lot of time on our programs talking about how good Jason Tatum's net rating is. We talk about Derek White and how good his net rating is. You know who leads the NBA right now, Amina?
Who's that?
That would be Payton Pritchard, who, despite a rough start to the season, has somehow climbed and climbed. And even when he wasn't scoring, he was making good things happen on the court. In fact, 3 of the 4 top 2-man lineups on the Celtics this season include Payton Pritchard. That's Payton and Drew Holiday at plus 26.9. JT, no surprise there in PP, plus 24.8. And Al Horford and Payton Pritchard plus 23. The other one, Kristaps Porzingis and Derek White, no surprise on that one either. But he's been so good. And the Celtics offense is 5.1 points better per 100 possessions when he's out there. And their defense, actually, he has the best defensive rating on the team. And it just shows, like, good things are happening when Payton Pritchard is out there.
Wow, best defensive rating.
Isn't that crazy?
Honestly, if you would have told me that before, I'd have been like, I did not know that at all. Did not expect that. All right, what's coming up next?
All right, the next one, plus 13.2. That is the increase in Boston's offensive rebound rate whenever Payton Pritchard is on the floor. They get 36.2% of their offensive rebounds whenever he's out there, and that number plummets to a team worst 23% when he's on the bench. Now, same way you just said, like, oh, I don't envision the best defensive lineup being something with Payton Pritchard. I also don't sit here and say, oh, Payton Pritchard is going to be the best rebounder on the team. But the way he comes crashing from the heavens to get these offensive rebounds, to keep alive possessions, has an impact on this team. And it's part of the reason they've been so good, because they're turning a lot of those missed opportunities into second chance points and further aiding the net rating and how good they've been when they're out there. I just love, he flies around. He's not the one always getting it, but he's causing enough chaos that they're getting to them. And he actually ranks number 2 in the NBA among all players under 6'4" in offensive rebound rate. Only Gary Payton II has better ones so far this season.
I like that word chaos, because that's pretty much what happens when Payton Pritchard is pretty much just trying to crash the boards and get those rebounds as well. All right, what's coming up next?
All right, number 3, we had to stick with the threes. 47.4%, and that's what his 3-point percentage is over the last 5 games. We all know the story here. Payton was terrible through the first 9 games. 6 of 30, shot only 20%. We're sitting there going, what happened? Preseason P. I thought this was like, we thought they signed this big contract. He was going to settle in and he was going to dominate in the regular season. Again, he was making good things happen when he was out there. The shots just weren't falling until the last 5 games. Last night against Charlotte, man, they found out. I think he had 4 first quarter 3-pointers, his first 5 overall. Really had it going. And it's just a little reminder of how good he can be, how good those shots, how good this team is when those shots are falling. And so, like, look, you look at the overall number right now, still down at like 31, 32%. But the more nights like that are going to push it up and we're going to forget about it. I kept saying, like, even Grant Williams started 0 for 25 that year. Payton was going to figure it out. It's not like he forgot how to shoot. And I expect that number to keep rising moving forward.
And that's those shots for Payton Pritchard in the first half against the Hornets. They were falling and people were screaming. I could hear it through social media. All right, what's the last one?
All right, the last number is 5.8. And this is Payton Pritchard's league leading. I can't believe how many things Payton Pritchard is leading the league in this season. Turnover percentage. And okay, so what this does, this is the data from Cleaning the Glass. And what they do is they filter out trash time. The Celtics have had a lot of lopsided games. So we take all those fourth quarters of games that they've been up 20 or whatever, and we take those aside. And it really only takes out about 30 minutes of court time. But he has the best turnover percentage in the league at 5.8%. It's slightly better than Tyrese Maxey, who we spent a lot of time here talking about, like, it's almost incredible. He had one game where he played 40 minutes, didn't have a single turnover, and like it feels like he tops out at 2 per game. Payton has been super good with that ball. He's either catching and shooting it or making things happen. And it's not like he's been deterred. He's gone to the basket. He's shooting 70% at the rim, so it's not like he's been afraid to go in there and risk a turnover. He's just making the right decision. I love the efficiency that he has displayed on the court. If he can combine that with the 3-point shooting, Celtics going to be really good position moving forward, and they'll feel a lot better about that bench than maybe we did at the start of the year.